Good morning, everyone. So this is an interesting question I have to ask myself, right? The Airmatic struts on this car at the front are an absolute ridiculous cost if you want to get them from the actual OEM or the actual manufacturer of the struts. It's about £1,200 each. So I've been scouring eBay and I found a pair of Airmatic struts for £500 made from a really weird company that I'd never heard of before. So I figured for that price, I will just give it a go. And I guess we'll find out in this video if they actually work or if they blow up. And then I will do a continuous review if they die one day. So I'm going to answer a question which I think nobody's ever asked, which is that in 2023, in this day and age, where a lot of cars are also manufactured in China, do Airmatic struts from China fail just as really easily, or are they actually not that much of a bad deal? I mean, I'm fully prepared for the ADS or the adaptive dampening system to potentially not work, since I guess that could be one shortcut they could make. But let's have a very quick look at the struts that I bought. So, give me a sec. Here they are. So there's a second box there, which is exactly the same as this one. I've checked both of them, they're the same. Now, these are a company, the company originally used this really long Chinese name on. I'll put it up on the screen now. And I did some digging, and it turns out this is a company called Max Speeding Rods, based in China, who do Airmatic struts. So, of course, nothing here has been sponsored. I've purchased all of this with my own money, because I'm genuinely curious. We're going to do a bit of research with this. Now, looking at the struts themselves, they actually look pretty well built. This one does have zip ties on it, the other one doesn't. It's because I took the clamps off this so that I could dig underneath the rubber boot and check what's inside. I've put some pictures on the screen of what I took on that. So, these are really heavy, first of all, so that's somewhat reassuring, but they don't weigh about 2 grams. But one red flag that I've noticed is on this rubber boot, there is a part number, A2113272. Now, what's interesting about this, there should be 2 more digits. This is not a real Mercedes part number, it's missing 2 digits, so this is clearly not an original OEM part, this rubber boot, but they've got the A211 part number on it, so that definitely doesn't fill me with hope on this project. But other than that, everything else looks absolutely fine. I mean, the condition of the strut itself doesn't look too bad. Yeah, okay, there's a little weld there, but I think we'll check the original one when it comes off the car and see what condition it's in. The original struts are on my E55. They are factory ones from on the front. They've still got the AMG badge on them. And these ones are apparently compatible with the E500, not E55. And I've checked everything, the dimensions are the same as the ones on my car, but I've gone for the E500 ones just because I want something a little bit softer, because I do so much motorway driving in this car. So that's only my own thing, but obviously I cannot find compatible ones for the E55 explicitly listed on eBay and stuff like that. I only found the ones for the E500 and other 211s. So, looking back at the strut, the ADS system seems to be attached, so that's somewhat reassuring. But equally, I'm fully prepared for this to potentially not work, because that's a cost-cutting measure if they don't add in the adaptive dampening system, since it is pretty complicated. However, the wiring loom also has an A2, but this part number is actually correct. Like, if you search this part number up here, A2115427D05, it does give you this wiring harness. But interestingly, only repair kits from the USA, which are this wiring harness. So I don't know, maybe they've got a little resistor on the end to fake the Airmatic module into thinking there is a damper on the end of this. But I guess we're going to find out. So what I'm going to do now is drive to the workshop, and I guess we will start installing these and see what happens. So I'm at the workshop now, taking the bolt out holding the strut in, left the electrical connection and wire in. Apologies for the noise. And my plan is to disconnect this upper ball joint here, pull all of this forward, and then I can hopefully remove the strut out and this way out. So I'll just get on with that and then see what the old strut is like compared to the new one. So Chinese strut is in. Wind everything back up. I need to put the coverings back on, but it does hold air. We've managed to inflate it with DAS and it's fine. In fact, it came pre-inflated, we had to release air from it. But it does seem to work, so I'm going to put the wheel back on, and then as it's starting to rain, go inside and do the other strut off camera, and then we can go for a drive. Okay, so it's the next day. I didn't do any filming last night after changing both front struts because I was extremely tired from doing that, and we ended up snapping one of the ball joints, which had to be changed. But I did the first drive home yesterday, so as you can tell, obviously the car survived it. The Chinese struts actually held up, but I've noticed one thing, which is that the ride quality is extremely harsh on the front, even when in comfort mode. It feels like the Airmatic system is in Sports 2 all the time. Now, I think we can attribute that to the ride height, because this is the ride height that the car used to be at when it's on the raised mode on Airmatic, but currently it's not in raised mode, and it's sitting this high up, because I have a feeling that the old shocks were slightly collapsed, so, yeah, but let me just quickly raise the car up now to the raised ride height, and just show you how ridiculous the ride height is on this now. So if the car raised up, this is how high up the suspension is. I can put my whole foot in there. So this is way higher than it. I've never noticed it before, and I feel like just because the air suspension is a lot higher in general now, could be why the ride height is a little bit harsh. And interestingly, it's also raised the back up as well, but I've done nothing on the back. So for some reason, changing the level on the front also changed the level on the back. So what I'm going to do is I've got a tape measure and I've got DAS on me. I'm going to see if I can recalibrate the air suspension so that it's back to the original ride height. Because if I lower the car back down, it should be approximately 26 inches on the front from the bottom to the fender, and 26.5 on the back from the bottom of the wheel to the fender. And I think we're sitting a little bit higher than that. But yeah, I'm going to quickly get on with that, and then I guess we'll go for another test drive and see how it feels.
3 days later.
So I've been trying to calibrate it, and I can't seem to get this side here to lower down. So I figured I'll take my multimeter out, set it up on current measuring, and then I've got these hooks into here. So this one goes into the center pin, which is the yellow one on the Airmatic line, and then on the bottom one is this one here, which is the black wire, which goes back to the 9-volt battery. And according to everyone, well, you see like Arnott as well, they say to deflate the strut, you should be able to put negative to this one, positive to the middle wire, and it should deflate. I've got the wire out so I can listen, the Airmatic line for anything, to listen for the air coming out. Now watch this, if I tap this, see the current reading about 0.5 amp, but no hissing coming from there, so it's just kind of holding air, but it's not letting go of it. So I took an hour's break or so, and I've come back to it, and now look, the ride height of the car is suddenly a bit lower. So I don't know what's going on with these new struts, but they seem to be very temperamental if the release valve wants to work or not. So I don't quite know what to think of this. Like, I think what I'll do is probably return these, because I went into this project fully knowing that I do have... Oh wait, never mind, what the hell's going on here? Oh dear. See, this one's hot, so now the car's like slightly wonky, because that wheel seems to be compressed and this one's like really high up, and the back's at normal height, so I don't quite know what's going on, but I have a feeling something is wrong with these struts, whether the release valves are a little bit temperamental or not, or whatever. So I think what I'm going to do is, this is a little bit of a weird thing to do, but I went into this project fully knowing that I do have a warranty on these and I can claim them back, so that's why I risked it, because I was like, I've got a warranty on these, so if something does go wrong, I can return them and get my money back, etc. So, and I also kept the AMG shocks. They're currently set in my garage so that I can swap them back over for when inevitably it might not work. So I think what I'm going to do is probably end the video on here. I'm going to go for a little bit more driving or whatnot, and just see if maybe over time they kind of start responding a little bit. I mean, I think I'll do a secondary video about what my decisions are, so if I decide to swap these out because, like, they just aren't working at all, then that's it. We've concluded that Chinese air struts are not worth it. But if they kind of start responding, then maybe it's something to do with the Airmatic computer. So next month when I go to Germany, I'm seeing one of my friends, and he's got the tools necessary to recalibrate the Airmatic, including the Romnus inclination monitor reader tool for calibrating that. So we're going to do that, and then maybe see if these struts work well, because I think the Airmatic system might just have really bad calibrations on it right now. And yeah, so I'm going to get that done. And then I think if I return these, because the AMG struts that I have, I feel like I'll actually slightly collapse a little bit, so I don't want to use them, but I will put them on if I have to. I think maybe my best course of action will be to maybe use Arnott, but I am aware with Arnott, at least, that some of their new struts that they sell don't have ADS, but then you can buy refurbished ones which do have ADS, but the shock is like unknown if it's going to work or if it's going to collapse or not, because it's got an unknown number of miles of it. So I think I'll just have to play it by ear. And obviously, if you guys have suggestions about what I should do, I mean, I really do not want to fork out £2,400 for the front Airmatic system. Like, that's just ridiculous. I'm not doing that. So yeah, this car's a little bit of a money pit, and also, I don't particularly want to go to coilovers. Like, I know that's a controversial take for some of you guys, but I actually do like the car riding on air. It's just so smooth and comfortable. And considering I do a lot of autobahn and motorway driving all the time in the UK as well, like, I think the air ride is a little bit more suited for my style and also test driving as well. So I want to keep the Airmatic in, but I just maybe want your guys' suggestions as to what I should do moving forward. So, I mean, yeah, as I said, I'll do another video to see, I'll do another video in future about my decisions on this current suspension setup and what I'm doing with the Chinese struts. But I have written back to the seller to ask, like, if there's anything that I can do, or if there's something that I forgot to remove when installing them, like a little valve or something, but I don't think so, because they should just work out the box. And yeah, so I think I will end the video here. Now, obviously, if you guys have any questions or suggestions about what I should do, please write them down in the comments. I would greatly appreciate that. And I thought I should also mention that regarding the TCU series, because, oh my god, I keep telling everyone that I am working on it. Yes, I am working on it, and it's just taking forever for me to edit because I have like a year's worth of progression to go through, and just getting all the footage, all of my notes, writing stuff, etc. is just taking forever. So I just thought I'd do some of these videos in the interim of just like projects that I'm doing on my car, just to kind of like fill the gap on the channel whilst I'm working on that main project. But don't worry, I'm hoping by the end of December at the latest that video will be out, because it's gonna be a lot and long as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Admittedly, I'm not too happy with the results of this for now, but I will let you know if things do improve. And I will see you in the next one. So don't forget to subscribe, by the way. I'd greatly appreciate that. See you in the next one. So goodbye.